Hi there, this is David, and welcome to a review and first impressions of Dragon Quest Treasures released for the Nintendo Switch. I was fortunate enough to receive a free copy for review just last night, and I would like to thank Square Enix for that. As many of you know, Dragon Quest is my favorite series of all time, so I've been looking forward to this for months now. However, as not part of the mainline series, and also not part of the Monster series either, Treasures is its own thing. But is that for the better or for the worse? Come with me and let's find out. The game stars Eric and Mia of Dragon Quest XI fame, and after escaping a Viking longboat filled to the brim with partying hot muscle daddies on the verge of an orgy, they set sail to begin their own adventure by stumbling across two magical daggers which, when pulled, whisked them away to the world of Draconia, a legendary set of islands filled to the brim with treasure. Legend says that the floating islands are all parts of two dragons' bodies, kinda similar to the Bionis and Mechanis in Xenoblade. And it's also similar to that great game because everything that you can see, you can get to, mostly with the help of monster abilities. You can have up to 3 monsters in your party at a time, and each species of monster has its own special forte. You can hop on the back of slimes to bounce to higher areas, grab hold of flying beasties to float across the vast islands. You can be kinda dodgy and go into stealth mode with shadow-type enemies, scan your surroundings to look for normal treasures, or hop onto the backs of beasts and zip around the map at high speed. I loved being able to ride these monsters around. They touched on that back in Dragon Quest XI, but they really built upon it here. Each island felt very alive and seamless, and it gave me that Xenoblade explore everything feeling that I love about that series. Personally, to me, Dragon Quest has always been a bastion of tradition. Every once in a while, they will dip their foot into the pool of change, but it's never something to really rock the boat. But let it be said, Eric and Mia have definitely rocked the boat here, because combat is not turn-based. It's all action, all the time. You can control Eric or Mia, as well as you have 3 additional uncontrollable monsters in your party. And from what I've seen, there aren't any kind of tactics that you can set on your monsters. They just kind of fight on their own accord, though you can see what skills and abilities they have in the status menu, but you can't set something up like save MP or only heal, which is pretty unfortunate. Eric and Mia, though, you can control. They fight swiftly with their magical daggers, but can't really do all that much damage with them. The bulk of their damage comes from the monsters, or if you want to, their trusty slingshot. With that, you can shoot magical pellets at monsters, targeting their elemental weaknesses, or even shoot a healing pellet to cure your own monsters. Personally, though, I'm not a big fan of aiming and targeting in games. I'm just not all that good at it, especially with all this action combat happening around me. It's kind of stressful, and I don't have any kind of coordination, and everybody's moving all over the place. But thankfully, the game seemed to auto-target monsters. But targeting your allies for healing them? That's a whole other story. They might as well just die for all the good that I do trying to target them. I wish that I could just go into the menu and choose a medical herb, because this slingshot system was not for me. I tried it, couldn't really do it. So for the most part, I just kind of left the combat up to my monsters to deal with, and while they were busy fighting, I kind of just wandered off and gathered materials and searched for the treasures. As the game is called Dragon Quest Treasures, that is where the focus lies. While you're out and about with your monster companions, you'll see little treasure bubbles pop up, and whenever you do so, you can use your treasure tracker to narrow down exactly where it's located, and then you'll receive monster visions pinpointing that location. At first I was a little bit confused by this, because you get 3 visions, but in reality, it's 3 different vantage points of the same one treasure, not 3 separate treasures like I thought at first. So just kind of look at them and try to figure out the spot that it's referencing. When you do so, the area will be glowing, and then you can go and dig up the treasure. It actually reminded me a lot of the Chocograph minigame from Final Fantasy IX. just without the maddening frustration involved in having an entire world map to scour and a teeny tiny pixel that contained the actual treasure. Also, keep in mind that different monsters can sense different treasures on each island, so you're going to want to switch your team up as the situation requires to get all of that delicious treasure. At the same time that you're getting treasure though, there's other gangs out there who are also searching for that loot. So, you can go into their bases and then kind of play a game of capture the flag to rob them of their goodies. It's an interesting and fun mechanic that does keep you on your toes. Just as opponents have their bases, you also have yours. And here you can store your treasures, rank up your gang, recruit monsters, and edit your party. It's also from here that you can utilize the flying train to go out to the different islands of the world. Keep in mind, this is not a linear game. It's not one island at a time. Every single island is open up to you, and you can explore them to your heart's content. The only thing that's stopping you is the strength of your team relative to the strength of the monsters. So what I began to do was go to one island at a time, search for treasures, recruit monsters, and then head on back to the base. Then hop on over to the next island, getting all that I could before leaving. If you don't want to play open-endedly like that though, there is a quest line that you can follow. The main storyline quests, adventure quests for nice rewards, and even daily quests for some smaller gifts. Unfortunately, there is no fast travel, so you can't warp from one island to the other from the map. You actually walk back to your home base, then select the train, and go to the island. You also can't change your party in the menu either. You have to go back to the base to do that well, walking there. I found both of these things to be rather archaic, and then downright annoying. Another thing that kind of bothered me was the very limited voice acting. Like, either have it or don't have it. But this limited one sentence out of an entire paragraph is actually a voiced thing that they've been doing lately just bugs me to no end. Though at least the font size is decent so you can actually read all the unvoiced text, unlike some other recent games. All told though, besides some minor little gripes, I had a fantastic time with this gem of a game. And despite my misgivings with the combat and those annoyances, I would say that if you are a fan of retro RPGs, the Dragon Quest series, Pokemon, or even Xenoblade Chronicles, you're going to want to pick this up. Grab it now or wait till the holidays. Either way, you have a winner on your hands. Well, that's it for my review and impressions of Dragon Quest Treasures. If you like this video and wanted to hear on the channel, please consider supporting me over on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for streaming fun, or coming on over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.